Good morning, it's Natalie Zangon with another video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for subscribing, for watching. Thank you for messaging me and letting me know what you're thinking about the videos. They all mean so much to me, and it's really has a place in my heart, like the book I wrote, a place in my heart. I just wanted to let you guys know that today I wanted to talk about the topic of holding space. That many times in life, we think that if I'm feeling a sensation and I want you to know what I'm going through, you must feel what I am feeling. But there are differences into circumstances and situations that people can have different feelings and reaction to it because of their upbringing. So not everybody sees and feels the same towards situations in life. Based on emotional capacity that we have and the emotional intelligence that we have, we react to things in different situations. So people assume that consideration, compassion, social skills, emotional availability, that's given, that you're born with it. Really, it's not. You're not born with it. It's something that you need to be taught and for it to develop. What do I mean by that? So Mary Ainsworth and Bowlby, amazing researchers, have done a lot of research that children develop based on the environment and the interaction that they have with their attachment figure, the main person who takes care of them. And if they are left to thrive on their own, many times they don't end up not trusting the world because their attachment style, their attachment figure was not available. So in order for you to emotionally be able to be present, to be able to be open to emotional intimacy, emotional connectivity, emotional language, emotional maturity, you have to have felt it, sensed it, to be able to offer it. If a mother or a father that's the main caregiver for the child barely has made eye contact in the early years of the infant's life, was emotionally available, emotionally in tuned, to be fully present, to look at the baby. How's it going? How are you feeling? Babies pick these things up even if they don't have language. Babies sense this, embrace it, enjoy it, and they know that they belong and they're recognized. The only thing a baby needs is not food, shelter, and being changed. Humans need emotional connectivity, just like the animal kingdom, but humans need it higher level and even more so. There was a research that was done with Maslow's, I think it was Maslow's monkeys. I believe that was the researcher, that he had two different cages where he did these rhesus monkeys trial to see what do monkeys need to survive. Is it nurture? Is it food? What is it? So he had one cage where there was a wire monkey with milk, and then there was a fluffy monkey on the other side. So the baby would just go drink the milk and would spend hours with a fluffy monkey. And then there was another place that there was just a wired monkey with food and no fluffy, cozy monkey. And the research showed that the monkeys that spend time just with being fed, within certain amount of days and times, they became psychotic. They were hitting themselves against the cage. They were rocking back and forth. They were just very, very checked out. And unfortunately, right now we're living in a generation that parents think, caregivers think that all children need is food and a tablet. So we're almost seeing a movement of autistic-like behaviors in the children. And a lot of it has to do with a learned autism that's very similar to kids with autism, even though they weren't born with it, because they are so tuned out. They are checked out. They are not present because what they are getting satisfied with, instead of connection, technology. Instead of connection, it's detachment. Parents are exhausted, moms are exhausted, dads are exhausted. Instead of smoking, you see people are just, all of us, many people are going through their phone. So there's no emotional bonding and coming together. In order for the emotional capacity of the brain to develop, you need to practice it, model it, and sense it. So holding space doesn't necessarily mean that you have to always at all time agree with everything your child or your spouse or anyone in your family says. Holding space means I am able to hold space for you, hoping that I was more organized, more clean, more this, more that. And you can hold space for me that I wish you were more flexible, easygoing, go with the flow. We could hold space for each other in a respectful space and understand that we have our differences, but I'm okay with that. Many times I tell my children, I know right now you're upset at me and you're angry with me because things didn't go your way, and I can hold space for that. I can hold space for your anger, for your frustration, resentment, inferior, jealousy, kind of like hopelessness because of the situation. I can hold space for that because these are all real emotions and feelings that you can have. I am not going to give you a candy. I am not going to give you a cookie. I am not going to give you a technology or a tablet to make that emotion go away. No, I am going to sit with you to feel these sensations. I am going to sit with you to experience these feelings, because guess what? The real world, and as you get older, there's going to be even more of it. There will be times that life will feel unfair, unjust, that you will be alone. You will be in your own company. So if I don't work with you as a mother today for you to tolerate it, how are you going to tolerate it in adult life? So being able to have emotional maturity and emotional intelligence has to do with feelings, with sensations, with taking a moment and doing a check-in. I call it the emotional elevator. Like instead of the flashlighting, pointing at other people, you did this to me, you did that to me, he treated me this way, taking the emotional elevator and saying, whoa, what did that bring up for me? When I called and he didn't pick up, what did that bring up for me again? What was that wound? Ooh, it was feeling like I don't matter, I'm not important, I'm not significant, right? So the more I'm able to check in with myself, with my emotional elevator, the more developed I'm going to get emotionally on my right hemisphere, right? But the more I go into my language and flashlight people, all I'm doing is developing my in my left hemisphere, which has to do with language as linguistic part. But it still doesn't really help my limbic system to calm it down, to know, hello, it was just a wound from the past getting triggered a bit. Let me see where it's coming from. So being able to look within and holding emotional space and developing our emotional language will help us to be able to better relate to the world, understand ourselves, and be able to express ourselves. Because holding it in and not paying attention, it's going to affect our body. So the more we're able to understand our sensations, be aware of it, understand it, the better we can relate to other world and other people in the world and hold a space for them. Thank you so much for watching. This is Natalie Zangon. I have other videos on YouTube. I also have a podcast. I really feel blessed that God has given me this talent of being able to talk and express ideas that come to me. I hope it sits in your heart because it's coming from my heart. Wishing everyone a beautiful day. Right now, I'm feeling fulfilled and happy and content and grateful that I was able to utilize the past few minutes of my day to share some productive video with you guys. Remember, the greatest gift you could give your children, more than food and anything else, is letting them know that they matter, that they belong, and you can hold space for them. Have a good day.